Why understanding English is easier than speaking it. Welcome to English Together, where confidence grows one conversation at a time. I'm Melissa. Have you ever watched a video in English and understood almost everything, but the moment someone asked you a question you couldn't answer? Maybe you thought, this doesn't make any sense. If I understand English, why can't I speak it? If you've ever felt that way, I have some good news. Nothing is wrong with you. In fact, what you're experiencing is one of the most normal parts of learning a language. Today, we're going to talk about why understanding English is usually much easier than speaking it, and why that doesn't mean you're failing. Let's imagine you're watching a football game. You're sitting in the stands and you understand exactly what's happening. You know the rules. You know the referee blew the whistle. You know what each player is trying to do. Now, imagine someone suddenly hands you a helmet and says, "You're the quarterback. Go!" Understanding football and playing football are two very different skills. Language works the same way. Listening is one skill. Speaking is another. They're connected, but they're not identical. When you're listening, your brain has one job. It has to recognize the words and understand their meaning. Even if you miss a few words, your brain can often figure out the message using context. And remember, speak back, even if you don't catch every single word. If you understand the context, go ahead and give it a try. But speaking is much more demanding. Suddenly, your brain has to choose the right vocabulary. Remember the grammar. Put the words in the correct order. Pronounce them clearly. And do it all in just a few seconds while another person is waiting for your answer. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of work, too. Imagine walking into a huge library. Every book is perfectly organized on the shelves. If someone asks you to find a book, you might be able to recognize it immediately when you see it. But what if I asked you to close your eyes and tell me exactly where that book is without looking? That's much harder. Your brain stores English in a similar way. Sometimes you recognize a word instantly when you hear it. But finding that same word by yourself takes longer. That's why people often say, "I know the word, I just can't think of it." And in English we say it's on the tip of my tongue, by the way. That's like an expression. But anyway, the word isn't gone. Your brain is simply working to retrieve it. Think about your own language for a moment. Have you ever forgotten someone's name, even though you knew it? Actually, I forget my kids' names sometimes, right? Or had a word on the tip of your tongue, like I said. That happens in your native language too. So imagine how much harder retrieval becomes in a language you're still learning. The good news is that every time you search for a word, you are strengthening that connection. It's all about the connections in your brain, correct? You got to do it again and again. And it feels uncomfortable at first. It's kind of like working out. It feels uncomfortable at first. But you keep going and keep doing it and keep doing it. Retrieval is like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Another reason speaking feels difficult is because many learners are trying to do too many things at once. They are thinking about grammar, they are translating from their first language, they are worrying about pronunciation, they are trying not to make a mistake, they are wondering what the other person thinks about them and about their English. Meanwhile, the conversation keeps moving. No wonder speaking feels difficult. Your brain is juggling several jobs at the same time. One of the best ways to improve speaking is to give your brain fewer things to worry about. Instead of trying to build perfect sentences, start by using simple ones. Remember, memorize little phrases and help your brain think of the meaning instead of translating each little word. So instead of searching for the perfect word, use the word or the phrase that you already know. Communication is always more important than perfection, so you're trying to get across your ideas and concentrate on that. Here's another important idea. Your understanding will almost always grow faster than your speaking ability, which is a good thing, right? Think about babies learning their first language. Long before they ever say their first words, they understand many things that people say to them. They recognize voices right out of the womb. They respond to simple instructions, even though they can't speak yet. They know familiar words. Understanding comes first. Speaking follows. That same pattern happens when adults learn another language. First, you recognize words. Then you understand sentences. Then you begin producing them yourself. It's a natural progression, not a problem that needs to be fixed overnight. So, if you understand more English today than you can speak, that's actually evidence that your learning is moving forward. The next step is giving yourself opportunities to practice retrieving those words through conversation. Some of the conversations can be ones that you make up yourself. Make some prompts and practice trying to think of what the answer should be. Memorize some answers and go back to the prompts and try to see if you can come up with it. Every conversation strengthens those pathways in your brain. Every answer becomes a little easier than the last one. One day, you'll notice something surprising. Someone asks you a question and you answer without translating it. Hooray, because that's what we're going for, right? You don't stop to think the words in your own language first. The words simply come out. That moment doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of hundreds of conversations that came before it. Before we finish today, I have a challenge for you. The next time someone speaks or asks you a question in English, don't worry about giving the perfect answer. Just focus on giving it an answer. Even one sentence is progress. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is participation. Every time you speak, you're teaching your brain to retrieve English a little faster. And it takes time, and it's okay. Just keep showing up. You can do it. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep growing your confidence one conversation at a time. And if you'd like to practice with me, just go to my website at www.englishtogetherhub.com, and there is a way for you to go on there yourself and make an appointment with me, and I will be happy to help you. Because speaking is the most important part. We'll sit down and make a plan for you and figure out where your weaknesses are. If it's pronunciation, I can listen to you and hear how you're pronouncing the words, and figure out how to explain to you and what exercises you can do to practice to strengthen certain sounds. And together we can work on it. Thank you so much. You have a great day.